Hello and welcome to New Fast Food. We've got a lot of fast food news today, including details on all the new promotions coming to Taco Bell this month, a sneak peek at the new changes coming to Subway next summer, and I've got a really awesome video demonstrating how robots are going to be taking our drive-thru orders in the near future. It's so cool, you're not going to want to miss that. If you're new to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Plus you'll also want to hit that notification bell, so therefore you'll always be notified when I release new videos. With that, let's get started with a little bit of a quick personal update. I did go out yesterday and get my Big Mac coin, my Mac coin if you will. I got the, I guess what they are referring to as the 70s one, although it does represent the decade between 1968 and 1978. I got this one. I'm good with the one coin. I'm not going to open it. I'm just going to save it. One is good enough for me. So now let's jump into today's news, and I want to go more in depth about the new promotions coming to Taco Bell this month. I want to put up here the date these are going to start, which is August 16th. I don't want anyone to be confused. I know sometimes new people to this channel don't realize that I'm talking about items that are coming in the future because they're just not used to hearing people talk about that. So here we go. These are all promotions starting August 16th. Actually, the nacho fries, they're continuing. They're available now. They're going to be continuing the nacho fries and all the various nacho fry variations, the Supreme, the Bel Grande, and also the $5 nacho fries box. That's going to be continuing. And then I talked about in my video last week, which was actually more dedicated to Taco Bell rumors, but I did talk about the new item coming this month, which is going to be the double cheesy Gordita crunch. And for a reminder, if anyone hasn't watched that video, the double cheesy Gordita crunch is very similar to a normal cheesy Gordita crunch, but it has an extra layer of beef. Well, not an extra layer of beef, but it's got beef mixed into the cheesy layer between the hard shell and the Gordita, which actually gives it double the beef of a normal cheesy Gordita crunch. So the number one question that I got about the double cheesy Gordita crunch is, would it be coming in a $5 box? And the answer is yes. The double cheesy Gordita crunch will be coming in a $5 box. In that box will be the double cheesy Gordita crunch, 2 regular tacos, and a drink. And this actually is the main way that they're marketing the double cheesy Gordita crunch. It's going to be sold on its own for $3.49. But they're not really marketing that. There are no going to be commercials or anything for the item on its own. When they put it in the box with the 2 tacos and the drink, that's nearly $8, maybe more than $8 at some Taco Bell locations worth of items. Then it looks like a very good deal, and it actually is a very good deal. And I think people are really going to gravitate towards it because, if you remember, the $5 Cravings box used to have the cheesy Gordita crunch included in it. Earlier this year, they took that out and replaced it with a chalupa, so people who have been disappointed that their $5 Cravings box no longer has a cheesy Gordita crunch in it are going to be very happy that there is now another new box, temporarily at least, that has a variation of the cheesy Gordita crunch included. Alright, so the $5 box version of the double cheesy Gordita crunch is something new that we didn't talk about last time. Again, that starts on August 16th. The other new item that's coming on August 16th that we didn't talk about in my last episode is the $2 steak and egg stacker. So if you remember, earlier this year, Taco Bell came out with the $1 stackers. They had the lunch version and the breakfast versions available. At that time, the breakfast version was also $1, but it only included either bacon or sausage. Now, you can still get the bacon and sausage version. Those are $1.49. But they're introducing this new steak version for $2. Now, I actually did talk about this item a couple of months ago when it was in the testing phase. But now it's out of the testing phase. It's going to be rolled out nationwide starting August 16th. And while this new $2 stacker is twice as much as the original $1 stacker, because it does have that steak in it, I think it's still a pretty good deal. I wouldn't say it's a great deal because, you know, paying an extra $1 for steak in a smaller item like that isn't necessarily a great deal, but you're piling it on top of the already pretty good deal for the stacker. So I would say that this $2 steak and egg stacker for breakfast is a pretty good deal. So there you go. That's all the promotions that Taco Bell will be running starting August 16th. You have the nacho fries, you have the double cheesy Gordita crunch in the $5 box, and you've got the $2 steak and egg breakfast stacker. These promotions will start August 16th and will run all the way through September 12th. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens towards the end of the year here, because Taco Bell typically only runs 10 promotions a year. This is already the 8th one. It's set to end mid-September, which leaves about 3.5 months the rest of the year for only those last 2 promotions. So either those last 2 promotions are going to be extra long. Maybe we'll see like a month and a half for a promotion instead of about a month their promotions typically last. Or maybe we'll see an extra promotion thrown in there. Maybe we'll see an 11th promotion this year for Taco Bell. Or maybe we'll just get the next year's 2019 promotions started early, either at the beginning of December or maybe even mid-November. We'll just have to wait and find out about that. Alright, next up let's talk about some new changes that are coming to Subway next summer. So we're in 2018 right now. These changes will be implemented into Subway restaurants by next summer of 2019. They're calling these changes the Fresh Now changes, and they really amount to a couple of things. One is a brand new drink station. So in addition to the soda fountain, you'll see a new drink station. I'll show you pictures of that in a moment. And then the other thing is what they're calling a new flavor station. And we'll get into details on that. I've got pictures of that as well. Let's start with the drink station. They're actually calling this the Fresh Pour Station. And it's basically just some kind of different kind of fruity teas. The options they have are watermelon agua fresca, passion fruit agua fresca, homestyle lemonade green tea, and unsweetened black tea. So those 4 different drinks you can find in the Fresh Pour section. That's P-O-U-R, not P-O-O-R. And the other change is what they're calling the Signature Flavor Station. So basically what this is it's the station that comes at the end of the Subway line. So you have the meats, the cheeses, then you've got the sauces, you've got the veggies, and then the last station where they typically just ask you whether you want oil and vinegar and salt and pepper. They're adding some new options that you can add to your sandwiches at that station. Alright, so first of all, they're maintaining the salt and pepper as an option, but you see they've switched to freshly ground sea salt and black pepper. And then they've also got a new option called Provençal herbs. They've got the Subway signature herb garlic oil. So basically, instead of just regular olive oil, you can get a herb garlic oil. Then they've got herb and lemon seasoning. I'm guessing that's sort of just like a lemon pepper seasoning. And they've got a mustard seed spread. That actually is pretty interesting. I'll go into more details about that one. And a sub spice blend. That one looks like it's just a sort of like, you know, right now you can get oregano on your sandwich. Looks like it's probably just a mixture of oregano and some other spices, and they instead of calling it oregano, they're able to call it the sub spice blend. So there you go. That's the new signature flavor station that's set to come to Subways starting next summer of 2019. All in all, it's nice that Subway is trying to add new things to their sandwich line, but really this this station that comes at the very end of the sandwich line is the least exciting out of all the stations for them to make changes to, especially since a lot of these things that they are adding, they're not really adding, they're just sort of plussing what was already available. The sub spice blend, the pepper, salt and pepper. The one thing that I'm kind of interested in is that mustard spread. They refer to it as the mustard seed spread. And it's interesting for a couple of reasons. I think that that sounds cool. It's something that I would like to add to my sandwiches. But it kind of concerns me that it's supposed to be a spread and it's coming at the end of the sandwich line because, as you know, when you get down to that point, you can barely shake the salt and pepper and oil and stuff on there. There's just no more room. At least when I get a sandwich, there's just no more room on the sandwiches because they have them loaded up with everything they got. So how are they going to spread this mustard seed spread onto the sandwiches? I'd be curious to find out. Either way, that's the part of the station that I'm most excited about. And even though that these new changes aren't scheduled to come to all Subways until summer of next year, they are already available in some locations, mainly in the San Diego, California area. There's actually 500 restaurants that these changes are available at right now. That's just a drop in the bucket because Subway has over 26,000 restaurants nationwide, so only a very small percentage of the restaurants have these changes available right now, but they are already in some restaurants and they'll be in all Subway restaurants by summer of next year. Alright, next up I've got a really interesting video to share with you. It's a demonstration of how robots are going to be taking your orders at drive-thrus in the near future. So I've talked about this in the past. about all the changes that may be coming to drive-thrus in the years to come. Some really incredible things. The one that I'm going to show you here is how you can interact with a robot voice at the drive-thru, very similar to how you would interact with like Siri or Alexa, but this is actually a step above that. You'll see as we get into this video how much more flexibility you have talking to these new drive-thru boxes than you do with Siri or Alexa or any of those other apps that are out there. All right, so let's go ahead and roll the video. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. This is so fascinating.
Hello, what would you like to order today?
Yeah, give me a sec. Man, I'm really hungry.
He's able to tell him, give me a sec.
A double cheeseburger, hold the tomato, I'll get extra mayo, and 12-piece chicken nugget.
All right, I have a double cheeseburger with no tomato and extra mayo and a 12-piece
the order
chicken
back.
nugget. Would you like anything else?
Actually, scratch that. I'm gonna do a crispy chicken sandwich with cheese.
I've got a comment about that.
Large
Keep
fry.
watching this.
Okay, you would like a crispy chicken sandwich with cheese and a large order of fries. Your total will be $8.50.
Wait, can I add a Coke? I'll do a large Coke.
Certainly, I have added a large Coke. Your total is now $9.25.
All right, cool. So you're able to see there the interaction between this guy and the drive-thru box, and you can see that it's really conversational. He was able to basically use a lot of the language and expressions that people commonly use at drive-thrus, and the drive-thru box, you know, didn't blink an eye. It kept up with them almost every step of the way. The one thing that I did want to mention, about halfway through there, he says something like, scratch that, I'm gonna get a chicken sandwich instead. I'd be interested to find out how the box would know that he meant to scratch the entire order or just that last thing that he ordered, which was the chicken nuggets. So he says, you know, he wants like a burger and some fries and the 12-piece chicken nuggets, and he says, scratch that, I'll take a chicken sandwich. You know, I think it could be interpreted that instead of scratch that whole order, that just scratch the last nuggets and get the sandwich instead. So, you know, obviously this video was very staged, so those kind of issues weren't going to come up. It was going to be a very smooth demonstration. But I can see stuff like that slowing down the process when actually this innovation is meant to improve the speed of order taking at drive-thrus. Probably in actuality, when this technology actually does roll out, you'll have the benefit of having some kind of LCD screen or some other way to see what the robot has taken down as your order, so that you don't have to just go off the robot voice repeating back your order to know whether they got it right or not. And a reminder, some other things that we've talked about before that are not displayed in this video here, but we have talked about as innovations that are coming to drive-thrus in the future, are really the big one is the facial recognition. So imagine this guy pulls up and you know, some camera recognizes his face from being at that location before, or even being at some other location before, and says, and greets him by name, says, "Hey, Derek," or whatever his name is. Welcome to whatever that restaurant is. Last time you ordered a 12-piece chicken nuggets. Would you like to order that again? Those are the kind of things that could be coming to drive-thrus in the near future. So this video was put out by a company called Clinic. The video is actually currently unlisted on YouTube, so they've chosen to not make the video available in YouTube searches. So really the only way you're going to be able to watch this is right here on New Fast Food. I'll leave a link to the video down in the description below. No word yet on who the first restaurant will be to introduce this technology or when it will eventually roll out. But it is cool to see it in action, and it's good to know that stuff like this is coming down the pipe to fast food restaurants very soon. But that's enough out of me. Now it's up to you to continue the conversation down below. I want to know, what do you think of this new flavor station that's coming to Subway's next summer? I not only want to know what you think about the planned changes at Subway, but also what would you do to improve that last station there before your sandwich gets rolled up? What kind of seasonings or spreads or oils or whatever would you add to that station to improve it over the way it is right now? I'm really curious to find out what you fast food foodies and drive-thru cuties can come up with for that station. Thank you very much for watching. For all the latest fast food news, be sure to subscribe. I release new videos twice a week, and you can watch more right now.